So in just a moment here, we are going to be opening up what is probably one of the best SpongeBob collection pickups I have ever made. I can't wait to get into it. One item that is like a core memory of like who I am that I can't believe we're barely adding to the collection. So let's just get into it. Welcome home, Rat Pack. Marcus here, and welcome to Comfort Cartoons, the show where I collect absolutely everything from the late 90s, 2000s, all the way to the modern day. And I hope you beautiful people are having an amazing day. And if you guys aren't, you know the drill. Our SpongeBob secret box camera flip. It's about to get a whole lot brighter, Rat Pack, because today I have a box right here that is barely open because I heard something moving around in it. So I just wanted to make sure that what was in there wasn't broken. I haven't looked into it too much because everything in there is bubble wrap. We have some absolute grails in here. I paid up for this box a little bit. I paid $120 for everything in this box, but I think that whole budget is going to be covered by just one item in the collection. I did pick this up on eBay, which I rarely find collection lots on eBay these days because they get scooped up so fast. But this one popped up. It was only up for a little bit of time. There was like 10 watchers on it in the short amount of time it was there, but nobody pulled the trigger, so I just was like, I'll do it. And then I ordered it, and I thought about it after, and I was like, huh, was that a good buy? And after pondering, I was like, yeah, honestly, yeah. So let's check it out together. Let's see if it ends up being worth it. I'm gonna set you guys up on the camera rig here so we can get right into it. Okay, we are here, so let's go ahead and check this out. It is a big box. We have the budget that I paid on screen here. We're gonna be comparing their going prices. I do this is what I collect, so I don't even think I'll probably need to look online for much of it, but we'll pop some listings up on screen for comparable value to see what our grand total is here. This is always the ultimate way to be able to add the most amount of items in the collection. Quality items, and also my favorite, affordability as well. So I'm pumped. Let's take a look. I'm gonna start off with the item that I'm the most excited about because this was one of my favorite SpongeBob items growing up, and it was one of the items that had the shortest lifespan in my life. So being able to have it again is a dream come true, and that is this. The SpongeBob Liquid-Toons. Absolutely, like I said, like a part of my heart. I remember getting this for maybe my 10th birthday, which was 2005. And like I said, 2005 was like one of the peak years of the human experience for me. I loved that year. And I remember getting this guy right here. And oh man, if you guys watch my one of my other channels, ADHD's World, I like to get destructive sometimes. Oh my gosh. He was the original Stretch Armstrong. It was this liquid SpongeBob that you could bend him, you could throw him, and no matter what you did to this guy, he would not break. And I remember me and my friend at this time, his name was David, we would go, well, his name's still David, but that I don't know him as well anymore, so it was just, at that time, that was his name. Maybe he changed it. But me and David, we were stretching this guy out, trying to see what we could do with him, smacking him against my fence. I remember we had a little balcony because I lived in like a condominium. Is that appropriate? Yeah, a condominium. Sorry, I felt like I said something weird there, but yeah, I've also lived in, oh, never mind. But in my condominium, we had a balcony, and I remember going on the balcony to get the maximum height and then throwing him into the air and just letting him, ow! Sorry, I get a little too into things sometimes. Welcome to the show. Plop onto the ground and seeing his body expand and then back together and just being bewildered by what I was experiencing. But I didn't even remember what the packaging looked like for this, and now seeing it, it is beautiful. And most of the time when you find this Liquid-Toon SpongeBob, he's completely drained. You know, like he doesn't have any liquid in him because I don't really know. Maybe it's just that like it's not technical. I mean, it's sealed, but it seems to just like somehow evaporate still. I don't know how it happens, but over time it does still evaporate. But this one being sealed in its packaging, I think kind of preserved that liquid a bit more. So you can kind of see it working out in there. And this is not the only Liquid-Toons they ever released. I know they had a Timmy Turner one. I don't even know which other ones they had. I want to look it up because I'm curious.
The sponge is square, his pants are to squeeze his tune, he's filled with goose.
So let's go ahead and see the value on this guy. To me, this thing is priceless. So let's see what the value is though. So there's the one guy asking $200 for both the SpongeBob and Patrick's. That would make him $100, but you could ask $1 billion if you want to. It doesn't mean somebody's gonna pay it. So the listed price, I found one of the Ooze Tunes that sold for a little under 70. So I can't find this exact one, but considering how rare it is, I honestly want to say I think a fair price is at least $40. So we're gonna put 40 bucks on the screen here for the Liquid Tunes SpongeBob, and man, that one is like, you can't really set that on a shelf, so I'm gonna have to like put it through a crochet hook because I want to keep that thing minty. So that's our first item right there. Already 40 bucks into that 120. Let's continue onward. I was like, let's go, but I like continue onward. I think you want me to just destroy that price tag, don't you? You didn't say you did, but I could hear you. This is sick. We have, from episode number 4, from the episodic green and white label products, the Mr. Krabs figure. So many of you guys know that I've been trying to collect this line back here of the episodic SpongeBob characters for so long. And this line is amongst the most pricey vintage SpongeBob items that there are. Green label, which is the first ever wave of SpongeBob product, typically is the most mass produced. Green and white label is kind of the peak of popularity, but also lesser produced. And then even lesser produced than this era, though, to be honest, is yellow era. There's not as much nostalgia around that era quite yet. So this is the like peak era for collecting it right now. And these Mr. Krabs figures usually sell anywhere from like 70 to 100 bucks. We are fortunate enough, I have no clue how we ended up with this, but we have the prototype to this particular Mr. Krabs too. I even have one out of the box, actually up here. It's in this little shelf in the roof of my tavern here, not in heaven. But we have a sealed one back here already in the collection that's a little bit cleaner than this one. This one's got some really oxidized plastic here. It's not in perfect shape at all. So what I might do is I might put it over on our Whatnot streams. If you guys don't know, we do Whatnot. So anything I get extra, you know, when I buy collections, I can't control what's going to be a double, what's not going to be a double. We'll put them over there on our Whatnot stream, and every dollar we make comes right back into making this show possible. So that's probably where this guy will end up going, because I have the prototype, an open one, a sealed one. I don't necessarily need it, but give somebody a great deal on it because this thing is just absolutely iconic. You got the Mr. Krabs right there with the swinging arm action. Just a beautiful piece. But to add it to our overall value, I'm not gonna probably charge this on Whatnot. I'll probably just start the auction off at like $20. So, you know, somebody will get it for a pretty good price, I'm sure. But we're still gonna go with like its retail value as of right now, because that's, you know, what we're gonna be working with to try to destroy this number that we have on screen here. This one, I hate you number. So there's one on screen here that's sold for about $90, but that one is as clean as the inside of an egg. It is like crispy. It's very specific, but one time my little nephew asked me what's the cleanest thing on earth, and I sat and thought about it for like 20 minutes, and I was like, the inside of an egg has never been touched, right? But this one is pretty beat up. You know, it's actually got a small crack in the window here I didn't notice. So I'm gonna say probably on the low end, because it is still the figure sealed. Just a figure can go for like 30, 40. I'm gonna say $50. I'm gonna say 50 bucks for this guy right here. That added to our SpongeBob brings us to $90. Already freaking killing it. Okay, so next up is something I don't get to add a lot to the collection, and that is plushies. So this person did a pretty good job wrapping everything. They put most of the stuff in bubble wrap, but for whatever reason, they didn't put anything else in it. So a lot of stuff shook around, and one item did get slightly damaged, but I'm not complaining. The price that I got it at, it was a steal, so I'm considering a win either way. But we have this birthday, ooh, I like that. They put a freaking top loader around the actual card here. That's beautiful. That's a good idea. But we have this little birthday man Patrick. I don't know what this is from, if it's from some kind of event or if it's just a Patrick figure, but it's by Namco, 2002, which is a really early SpongeBob product. I mean, you could tell just by looking at him. This is season 2, season 3 at the most, Patrick here. But I'm very curious about the birthday hat. It's kind of like a faux leather material. Really nice, but let's go ahead and check him out. So this one's tough to say. I can't actually find this exact Patrick Patrick. I tried eBay, I tried doing Google Lens search. I cannot find what this Patrick is from. I want to say like I feel like it came with like some kind of birthday item, or I don't even know, but similar Namco plushies for Patrick go for about $15, and the tags aren't even as clean as this one. So I'm gonna say I think it's well deserving of the $15 there. This one is remarkably just minty. All right, let's keep the plushies coming here. We have another one that I've never seen either, and it also has like a little protector on the tag, so it looks like it's gonna be pretty clean. Oh, this is cool. Let me carefully get this out. So this is Valentine's plush and candy with SpongeBob shaped candy. So it looks like this was attached at one point to some kind, let me show you it. How could you say no to frickin' this beautiful face holding a rose? You couldn't. You couldn't. You're lying if you say you can.
How about now? No!
He's so freaking adorable. So we have this suited up, suit and bow tie, should I say, SpongeBob here holding a rose. And he was supposed to come with some candy. So at some point there was candy likely attached, well, guaranteed attached to him. This one is by, I wanted to say Namco too, but this one seems to be by Frankfurt. So Frankfurt actually produced this plushie itself. The quality on it is super nice, and it is from the green and white label era, meaning after 2004, before 2008, but exact year 2006. So really clean piece there. We'll check him out and see if we can find any information. We'll also see how many of these freaking bubble wraps get stuck to my arm every time I do this. At least 2. So I'm seeing him go for about $10 without the tag. I think with this tag, that could range him in like the $20 range, but we're just gonna go $10 without the tag. So another 10 bucks right there, bringing us to 115, which how much was the number at the start? I don't know, we're close. Maybe over it, maybe under it, but we're close. I don't remember exactly. All right, let's see what's next on the menu. So I have this Mr. Krabs and also Squidward little cube figures here. So we have vinyl collectibles. They're like these little SpongeBob shaped versions of Mr. Krabs and Squidward. We have some of them in the back of the room here.
Later.
So we have the set right here, but we're missing the Squidward one. So the Mr. Krabs one we do already have, but the Squidward one we do not have in this collection. I think I might have a few with a vault, but for right now, we're gonna add this one to that little collection here. And I don't think these are super pricey at all. I mean, I think like less than 10 bucks, but this is what I would say like is yellow label era, 2013. This is right before they switched over to our pineapple era. Just a cool little bonus, and it might get us to that matching our price, and then everything from here is just straight up money. Or in my case, I mean, saved money really, because I probably would end up buying this stuff at some point down the line anyway. So to make it easier, I'd say maybe like 10 bucks on each of them at the most. So we'll go ahead and do 15 for the duo, bringing us to a number that I forgot, but I think we are matching or just barely above or below our price that we paid for everything. So basically from here on out, we're in the green.
I feel so alive!
Okay, so next up here, this is called Squand. So we have a few Squand pieces here. We have SpongeBob Squand with Gary on top there. And I did a whole review of these on the archive already. If you guys haven't seen it on the archive, we have a few new videos over there if you guys want to go check them out. The new style we're going with over there that I hope you guys enjoy. So if you don't know what the archive is, it's a channel where we kind of focus on the collectibles in this show a little bit deeper and break them down, do a little deep dive into some of the things or things in the SpongeBob fandom in general. So go take a look over there. But Squand is essentially sand that stays dry perpetually. So you could put it in water and it will still also be like dry sand. Like you can make sand castles. In the cases of the SpongeBob one, this is actually a dropper. So when you pull this out, it becomes like, you know, one of those like little droppers, but it pours out the sand and you can make your own underwater coral using the Squand. And the SpongeBob one here is simply a refill. That way you could actually use yellow. These are basically refills for that Squand. This is the yellow one. We have the blue one, which is the item that broke in here. They didn't bubble wrap this one and it was kind of floating around in there. So some of the Squand got, or some of it escaped from the lid here because the wrapping's still on there. You just got some Squand escapage.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Nonetheless, we got Squidward right there, who is, again, still sealed, but somehow we got to figure out how to get that squat of there. And then finally, of course, we got Patrick there with the jellyfish hat. Very, very referential, I'm pretty sure, to the jellyfishing museum. And this was on sale at one point. Somebody got these for 98 cents. What a freaking deal. So each one of these squins go for about $10 a piece. You can usually get the whole set for maybe 25 though. So I'm gonna say 25 for the whole set here. Again, pushing us past our paid value overall, but don't worry guys, I'm not done yet, okay? We're still gonna just completely launch that price into the distance. Yeah, I'm still going slow. You know what? Let's speed it up a little bit. So these right here are what caught my eye immediately. It was the Liquid Tune and these right here. So Flying Colors, they actually made a lot of the early SpongeBob products. So the Liquid Tunes were made by Flying Colors, which I don't even know if that brand still exists. I hope it does. They also made the Squan products and and many other Green Label products. But one of their most iconic products, I think, from early SpongeBob is their bendable figures. Actually, I'm totally wrong. These are made by Color Block, but still shout out to Flying Colors. So yeah, anyway, Color Block made these, and these are the bendable figures. This, along with the squeezable talking SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward figures, are the earliest SpongeBob products I can remember in my brain. I remember actually my sister had them before I even had them. I was lucky enough to eventually get some SpongeBob stuff of my own, but my sister had this along with those squeezable figures up on like this little top roof area she had in her bedroom. And I remember looking at them enviously all the time, wanting to open them up to play with them. And this is from what, 2001. So SpongeBob had only been on the air for a little over a year at this point, and they had already had some products come out, and this was one of them. So I've seen this version right here. This is the classic Green Label one, but those two are fairly common. They're both rare. I mean, these usually will run you somewhere, in some cases, up to $100. They're rare, but not as rare as these. I have almost never seen these here, and that is the bendable figures loose, but not new, loose with their own individual tags. And I cannot find them online, but from other collector friends that I've talked to, they have seen in situations these ones with just the tag hanging loose sell for upwards of $40 to $50 each. So just this Squidward here with the individual tag, about 50 bucks. These are far more rare than the ones in the complete set because they were almost designed for you to throw this away, you know? This is very collectible looking, you know? That almost, from the get-go, makes you want to put it on a shelf and just display it. This one though, it's like you would buy this likely for your kid for a cheaper price, being them individually, and almost within moments that's coming off. I mean, it's lucky it didn't come off in the store. So this makes it far more rare than those ones, and also from the year 2002. And it's so cool because as a kid, like I said, I always wanted to open these up and use them. And then I became an adult and I was like, okay, now I have my own money and I'm gonna buy this. I bought this and I was like, oh, well now I can't open it because it's like, you know, it's the one that I have and it's sealed. So I thought maybe I would never get to actually hold these figures in my hand. But here we have it. Without her harming any preservative value, we have them in my hand. You know what? It's everything I thought it would be. It's amazing. We also have in here the Patrick one, and again with the individual tag on there. It's just kind of stringed around his face here. So there is the Patrick one. And then last but of course never least, we have SpongeBob SquarePants himself. So he's got his own little piece there as well. He's got his own little tag there as well. There we go. Oh my gosh, does that look clean. Like you could actually make like a stop motion like tune out of these figures. They're so accurate. That is some nice quality material to where that like thin plastic doesn't just give out or buckle underneath the weight of his upper body. And you still have some bend to the center of his body too if you wanted to. I just don't want to cause any creasing in him. That, oh man. So another $40. Let's just go ahead and round them all down. I'm gonna say 100 for the set. because that's about what you'll have to pay up for this usually. So 100 for the set, an incredible little group of characters here, and that destroyed our price range there of what we paid for them. So I knew as soon as I saw those it was going to be worth it, so I picked it up, and everything else was basically a bonus from there. And we're not even done. We still have some more items. Let's take a look at this. Okay, so next up we have Fry Cook SpongeBob here, which is a really cool plush, and I'm surprised that I've never picked this one up. But this one's really cool because, hear that? He's actually got like the hard plastic eyes rather than like, you know, the ones that are typically just kind of stitched in there. Those are really cool too, but it adds a nice little like 3D dynamic to him that I love, and it's also really clean looking. So he's got his Fry Cook hat right there, the Krusty Krab hat, and this is from the year 2000, guys. Like, when you see any SpongeBob product that has the year 2000, 2001, it means it is early. SpongeBob came out in the mid of 1999. 2000 means like this was one of the first products that they had even conceptually thought of for SpongeBob. But not just that, you can also tell it's really early because these little red and white stripes that match his socks down here, they make a lot of sense when you look at the character as a whole. Like, his life is kind of centered around his job, and it's his passion and the thing he loves most about the world. So him tying in his socks to match his hat almost brings a whole nother level to like the thought process behind SpongeBob's red and white socks. I mean, with a lot of American shows, you'll see the red and white kind of trope added into so many characters, like with Spider-Man, Superman. So many characters kind of have red and white and blue kind of associated with their characters. But with SpongeBob, knowing that maybe the original Krusty Krab hat had these red and white stripes only further connects and adds to his character being so work-centric and being so obsessed with the Krusty Krab that even when he's not wearing his hat, he still has his red and white socks on that he would be wearing at the Krusty Krab. But if you look at SpongeBob's design, the concept for SpongeBob, he has a red and blue hat. So something makes me think that this red and blue stripe in the middle of the hat was maybe at some point a small blip in time gonna be the design for the hat. They sent it out to some of the toy manufacturers so they can get started on that stuff, and you know, maybe they changed it, but it kind of lived on in some of those 2000 products. It's kind of a strange little mishap there. So similar SpongeBob's with the plastic eyes go for about $25 to $30, but there is this one black stitch that I see on the bottom of his hand here, and that leads me to believe that maybe he had a plate in his hand or a Krabby Patty even. I'm not 100% sure, but I couldn't even find this exact one. I'm gonna do a little bit more research, but he could be missing something. So after looking closer, he should have a Krabby Patty in his hand. So he's missing that. I'd say without that, maybe $10. He unfortunately, that is missing, but either way, still a really cool plush. All right, so we have a few more plushes here. Very plush centric. Let's go ahead and take a look at all of them. So let's get this one out here first. We have some other characters, non-SpongeBob characters. We have Sandy Cheeks, and she still has the card on her. She has an actual fur tail there. And you got her with her helmet off. I think the biggest problem with early Sandy plushies is they just gave her too much of an outline on her eyes. They probably should have just put the white eyes on there and it would have worked, but in order to get her eyelash, they put this like thick black border that just kind of looks a little intense. But other than that, she is really cute. I really love the ones with the dome around the head. It's hard to find them without like a dent in the dome, but that's the ones that I kind of prefer, would like to have more of in the collection. But I don't have this one. This one's got the tag on it. Namco. It's from 2003. Let's just do all the plushies. We'll check it out at the end here. Next up, we have also with the tag on it, a really early green label Squidward here, but he's got the metal rod inside of him that's super stiff, like literally like a coat hanger steel piece in there. Squidward plush. So there he is. He's got this little hook on the top of his head to hook him up somewhere. He's still got the green label tag on there, even though it is a little washed up. And then he's got his feet with all the suction cups along the bottom there as well too. A really nice quality Squidward plushie here. And this one's Namco 2002, so likely around the same line, probably released a little later was this Sandy one. But then our last one here, we got the Money Man himself. It looks like he is missing the tag, but that's okay. This is from 2013. Mr. Krabs here, but a jumbo size one. We recently added another Mr. Krabs in the collection from 2013, but he was a little bit, a little smaller. So we have the jumbo size Mr. Krabs plushie here too. So I feel like besides like the main lines, like the big line, like the big brands, like maybe U2's, like we haven't got a Mr. Krab plushie in probably since around 2013, 2015. I love how on the back here they actually have these little stitch patches there to kind of show off the shine that would be in Mr. Krabs claws typically, and then making these little eyepieces here out of like an actual plush felt material rather than like string like a lot of the brands do, kind of has seemed to save them from kind of just separating over the years. So the quality on him is noticeably better than a lot of Mr. Krabs plushies, which kind of gave me the leaning towards it was more modern. Although figures have gotten worse, I feel like plushies have only improved in quality since the years, but they've also gotten more expensive. So for the SpongeBob plushies, Squidward without the tag goes for about 20, so I'm just gonna give him the 20 there. So you have the Squidward there, because a lot of these early Namco plushies can be pretty pricey. There are some Mr. Krabs that are even going for like the Namco era ones for like $100, but this Mr. Krabs being newer, I couldn't find him exactly, but I'm just gonna say $20 for him too. And then the most pricey one of all, of course, being Sandy Cheeks, and she goes for around 50, 40, all the way up to some cases $70. But we're gonna go with the low end being 40 here, and that's with the tag on there that's actually pretty mint comparison to most tags on plushies. So I don't even know what our total is, but again, I knew it was worth it as soon as I saw those bendable figures. You guys let me know what was your favorite item for this video. I gotta say, after everything we saw, I still think my favorite item was this, because like I said, it was such a big part of my childhood for like a week until we broke it. So I'm really hyped to have him in the collection now. You guys, like I said, let me know your favorite down below if you guys haven't already. So stay tuned here. We're gonna add a couple of these guys to the collection. Whatever doesn't get added, of course, we're gonna be archiving in the vault. But if you guys haven't already, make sure you guys subscribe. If you guys want to support the show further, you can go check out our Patreon. You can sign up for only $2 a month to get an extended version of this video, as well as every other video that I upload, as well as some early releases, behind the scenes content like photos, and some stuff in those extended versions you can't see anywhere else. And if you're not already, go follow us on Whatnot. We're giving away season 13 of SpongeBob. Last week we gave away a whole box set of the new SpongeBob Jada Toys metallic figures. We do some awesome giveaways over there, and it's absolutely free to sign up. And when you do sign up, you get $15 for free to spend on anything that you want on Whatnot. It's an online platform where you can buy, sell, and trade collectibles, SpongeBob, Funko Pops, Pokemon, you name it, they've got it over there, and you get $15 for free. I've been on there for over a year now. It's an amazing site, so much fun. You get some crazy deals on there if you're a collector. But like I said, stick around here. We have some more stuff to do, but before that, you know the drill. Stand it! I know he's missing the burger, but I think he just looks so clean on this shelf. And if I could find another one with a burger, I might pick that up down the line. But there he goes. He's on the green label shelf, as well as these guys right here. The whole setup is up here now. I think they all added to the green label shelf quite a bit. Also got Mr. Krabs down here with the Krusty Krab. I had another Mr. Krabs there, but this one's a little bigger, so I decided to put him down there. We don't have a lot of Mr. Krabs plushies in general, so I wanted to put at least one right here, considering this is right next to his whole little collection here. The Liquid Tunes, I got it right here next to our yo-yo ball. Had to hang it up somewhere just so we can use it for reference, and don't really want to place it anywhere where the bottom of it's going to get too damaged. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, hit the like button, subscribe if you're new here so you guys do not miss any of the videos we got coming up soon here. Again, if you want to support the show further, you can go check out the Patreon. $2 a month immensely helps with everything we do here. I'll see you guys over on our Whatnot stream where we have an awesome giveaway this week. But most importantly, I'll see you guys in this video right here that I know you're going to love, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Adios and bloop!